But if for the Radke situation, since that was pretty much what set everything off, was the article about their Austin show, and then Ronnie reacted to that, and then it blew up into the whole thing.
Yeah. Old Ronald. He is obviously like a polarizing figure in heavy music. I don't know if you want to call it heavy music because he's got like this weird identity crisis as far as like what kind of music he puts out on a regular basis. So it is kind of like there are riffs and there are kind of like heavy parts, but there's also like weird country hip hop songs and like pop songs.
That's a pretty good term.
So he's got that going on. So the Radke Austin show. And the hardest thing about when all that's going on is just keeping quiet.
Mm-hmm.
I have to admit, because it gets very personal, right? This whole ordeal gets very personal to where like he's a piece of shit, and I would love for him to try something again because we've got a boatload. But anyway, it starts with the fucking article, and again, we have Lambgoat's been around for 25 years. There are people everywhere that are Lambgoat supporters that have worked for Lambgoat. There are people in his fucking team that have worked for Lambgoat. Okay. So we're all over the place. We get news that he's canceling the Austin show at the Moody Theater, which by the way, it's 15,000 seats, right? That's a fucking big venue. No one's saying he's not selling tickets. Like we've never once said he didn't sell tickets. He just didn't sell enough tickets allegedly for that particular event. And that's why he quietly took it down. And that's why he shared all those fucking stupid text messages of like, yeah, we just removed the date, this, that, the other. Also, I personally called the venue to verify. So I've got that also. I've got the inside source, which has been a long time inside source for some other big things that have happened in the last 25 years. He's a person that's embedded in the industry, right? Anyway, That's all I will say about that person. But I mean, I called the venue, verified with the venue, and then you do some like research, right? You just do some research on tickets available and everything like that. So once he fucking went at us for the Austin show, right? Like we didn't say that he wasn't selling tickets. He just didn't sell enough tickets to possibly have the show go on for whatever reason, right? And it's 15K seats. So even if you had it tarped off or sectioned off, that's at least 10,000 seats. Again, these are also like big venues, right? So it's okay. You overshot the venue. And another thing that I kind of personally looked at when I was looking at venues that weren't really selling well, because we also weeks later posted about there's other shows that aren't doing as well, as like we aren't lying, like we're not making shit up. It's just these aren't doing well. And as you could tell, like as he would get into the tour later on in the tour, you stop seeing a lot of those crowd shots, and every crowd shot is like completely pitch black dark. It's not like you're not really seeing a lot of the crowd, although these are amphitheaters with big grass areas, and I don't think the grass areas were open for a lot of those shows or whatever. But anyway, I say all that to say, like, Ronnie is a very polarizing and engaging person online, and he has a lot of opinions, right? So his opinions,
that is true.
And his opinions ruffle a lot of feathers all over the place. And it's not to say that I don't agree with Ronnie or disagree with Ronnie on certain things, but there's a lot of topics that are politically divisive within his like posts.
Yeah.
And if you were to look, most of the shows that get rescheduled or didn't happen or this or the other, the demographics don't really align with like his ideologies and politics or his thought processes. That's just something that I looked at. Like all these places were like liberal leaning cities that I would see don't support someone that is loud and boisterous, no matter if they have songs with Jelly Roll or Alex the Terrible. So, there were reasons that I thought that he wasn't doing well in those areas. But again, I don't know anything and everything. I just sit on the internet all day and commentate. But again, like it's not like we're against Ronald. You know, like you can go look Falling in Reverse up on Lambgoat, and we've been covering Ronald for fucking however long before Falling in Reverse, Escape the Fate, all that stuff. When he went to jail originally, I believe we covered it. So like, you know,
Yeah.
we've been around and we've posted about Ronald doing bad things and great things. When he does like kids cancer stuff or whatever, we post about that too. So, you know, I don't know why he decided to just like take that that little story and blow it up, because it also shows his fan base Lambgoat, and that's like very detrimental, I would believe, to Falling in Reverse in general, just because, you know, Falling in Reverse is an entry level band. You know, that's like you're like a 10-year-old kid and you're listening to the radio or Sirius XM or fucking watching, they're not watching music videos, but you know, you see this like heavy song and then you become a heavy music fan. And let's say you're following Ronald Radke and he's going off on Lambgoat being a piece of shit liar outlet. You go to Lambgoat and find out like, oh shit, there's all this real underground and real metal music and hardcore stuff. It's like very detrimental to your audience, I think, you know, to show your audience like how surface level and entry level like this all is.
I mean, I wouldn't agree with that because I've been in underground metal since I was like 14, and I came across Ronnie within a year or two or so. And I definitely don't love every song. I'm definitely on the more metal side, but the heavier songs I do enjoy. And like when sorry, I saw him at Aftershock, you know, the big Danny Wimmer festival, and I thought the crowd was pretty diverse from looking around.
It is. It's a lot of those same people wear like Cookie Monster PJ pants to Walmart when they're in their Crocs though too. I've kind of like, that's what I feel like. He's got kind of like that audience, right? Like the Nickelback audience, the Five Finger Death Punch type thing. Again, like the surface level metal. There's not anything real deep about it.
It's not a bunch of like black metalers in the crowd or anything else.
No. But I mean, there's many different, you know, genres of it. That's just like the radio heavily. Is another way to put it. Big marketing budgets, big production budgets, big everything. You know what I mean? Like, I want to say the album took 10 years to write, and it's a 10-track album. And it's also got
the latest one.
Yeah, it's also got like 80 fucking people writing on it, lyrics and, you know, music material. So like, you know, whatever.
Well,
is it going to take you another 10 years to write another album? And if so, then the 14-year-olds, 20-year-olds that you have as fans now are going to be, you know, 30, 35. So it's like, I don't know. Are you going to be writing the same style of music? You know, I think about it all the time because I think he realizes that he does have like a short landing strip coming up here where it's like he'll have to pivot at some point. And I think that's why musically all these other collaborations, like stuff that he's doing to kind of like, you know, widen the audience or whatever, or allow him to go in different directions after the heavy stuff.
Okay. Think like all the musical features and trying different styles is just go and reach other people, because I'm not really understanding what you're trying to say.
But what I'm trying to say is like Popular Monster took 10 years to write.
Mm-hmm.
Right? There are a laundry list of people involved with lyrics, with the music side and the production side, right? So it took you 10 years to write the 10-track albums. And of that, you've got like, you know, 4 or 5 other styles in that album outside of heavy. And like the Jelly Roll song, right? Like, are you trying to coerce Jelly Roll fans into liking Falling in Reverse and liking heavier music? Or are you trying to dip your toe into like the country side of things, which is a big thing that everyone does in rap and pop and everything, because country music is like pop music now. So is that what you're doing? I don't know. You know what I mean? But if that song was a really big, massive hit, so who knows? Maybe there's another producer somewhere that is like, oh, we can make Ronald do these kinds of songs or those kinds of songs or whatever. But I just think if it takes him another 10 years to write the next album, he's going to I don't know, be like 50 years old himself or something like that. And what kind of album is he going to make?
I'm not really sure what that has to do with the argument, to be honest. I wanted to pull up because you mentioned that he wasn't posting crowd shots and they were pretty small. I gotta say, I don't think that's exactly true.
No, I'm not saying that they were. I'm saying that you would see them stop. They were less frequent as the tour got on, and again, some of them weren't. Some of them didn't have the lawn open at times. So, and no one. Again, I'm not saying Ronald's not selling tickets. Ronald sells tickets, but it is what it is. It's like, yeah, it's just.
I don't know. With the article for the Austin show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's one that blew up. Let me pull that up here. Not where to go. So, where is it? Very professional. I have all my tabs mixed all over the place and it throws me around. But yes, this is the one that started the big internet bomb when Ronnie reacted to it. What did you think of his reasoning when he responded saying that it was because they had booked too many shows together?
He uses that all the time. He uses that excuse all the time. But then later in the tour, there's multiple 3-date dates, and there's been 3-date dates in previous tours. So it's like, if you're going to use that logic, then you can, if you pull up the other article, we have it all mapped out where like they did 3 dates in a row multiple times. So
yeah, I mean,
that's something he used. He's used that in the past before, and it is whatever. I'm not saying that anyone should have to fucking, do 3-4 days in a row. I'm not saying anything.
Yeah,
but, I mean, if you're going to say that, don't book yourself 3 days in a row knowingly ahead of time to cancel it. I mean, these are months out in advance. So even if you did, no one notice that, you know what I mean? Like, where does the ball get dropped?
I think that's totally fair. And I felt bad for the fans who did have tickets who have it canceled. I'm like, well, even if it's a good reason or a bad reason or no matter what, it sucks for people who either took time off or were getting hotels or whatever.
Yeah. It kind of happens, unfortunately, more frequently for that fan base, but it is what it is too. It's rain or shine. No one's guaranteed if they buy a ticket. I get that part too, but it does kind of suck that things do somewhat happen to this fan base more frequently than. And again, as you're reading these articles, it's not like we're saying like, fuck falling in reverse. It's literally just telling you what's going on. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, hey, they've updated the show, blah blah blah, and it's like some fans are talking on the subreddit because their subreddit is constantly fucking active, obviously. But there you go. You have like they did the Guilford, Bristol, and Virginia Beach date, which is the 25th, 26th, and 27th.
Oh, right here, right? Yeah.
Followed by another 3-day run in Cincinnati, Tinley Park, and Noblesville. Not fully just his decision either. I would assume, like, and I'm not saying anyone should book a show and then be forced to play it if it's not even selling well. I understand. The problem is when he goes like fucking nuclear and just goes crazy. It like you make it so much worse. But I mean, obviously he used it for fodder and promotion for the tour too. So like, to each his own. Like, what am I gonna do? Tell him not to say Lambgoat or something like that? Like, I don't care. Say Lambgoat all you want. It helps us out way more than you think. Dude, Ronald said he had someone. Okay, let's get into it. Ronald said he had someone look at my information. He called me on my phone. He posted my phone number in his Ronsters group. I still have all of them. All the phone numbers of these idiots that called me, all the voicemails, all the text messages, all the he contacted my girlfriend. Ronald did 7:00 in the morning because he's got nothing better to do apparently than contact my girlfriend on Instagram. I mean, he said I had negative $5,000 in my bank account, which I don't even know how that would be physically possible. I don't know a bank that lets you get negative $5,000 in your account.
I did like his satire news site that he started. I gotta admit, it was fun.
Of course, but I mean, to think about like how unhingedly broken you have to
Oh
be
yeah,
to do that is another level. But the other thing is like he then tried to find. My name is David Truax, which at some point anyone that's involved in this fucking stupid Ronald thing is going to know because he kept saying it over and over again. But he also claimed that I was like, without any reliable sources, I was a pedophile and I was a groomer.
he
And
did post that. I saw
right,
that.
right. Oh no, I mean there are reasons why we haven't gotten a cease and desist or any kind of defamation thing sent to our, to Lambgoat. There is definitely a reason because they would have to do discovery on everything, both his side and my side. So that means he would have to give up his devices, and I would assume they'd find that he coordinates these kind of like weird attacks. You know,
You think so? Yeah. I mean,
well, I mean, I know so.
I've never seen Ronnie's phone. I don't fucking. I know
No,
he
I mean, I
can
don't.
have a rabid fan base for sure, though. Like I think everyone is aware, whether they're a Ronnie fan or not, that he can definitely go pretty hard at people he takes issue with.
Right, but I mean, inside that Ronsters group, there is like him telling his audience to harass these people. You know what I mean? To like gang stalking or whatever, right? Like there's evidence of that. There's screenshots of that. Like we all are like, we've got all that. So I mean, I'm not in the wrong. The fucking thing was canceled for the exact reason we said it was canceled for. It's he took it out and blew it up and then started this whole fucking thing, which then of course gets you under the fucking microscope, right? Like I'm gonna study the shit a little bit more now that you're coming for me, and then
Yeah.
you don't think I got people that can get into the Ronsters group, come on now.
Did the venue? I guess the venue or your source give you any more explanation? Just because for me, it sounds weird that if other shows sold well and this one like didn't sell zero, that it would just be flat out canceled.
It didn't sell zero.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it didn't. It just didn't. I guess didn't sell enough for them to feel comfortable putting the show on, whatever the number is. I mean, that number could be 7K. I don't know. 7K is a decent number for a rock show. That's not.
Yeah.
But again, like, why wouldn't you have just done that then?
Well, that's what I'm wondering too. Like, it doesn't make sense to cancel on a small amount of. I'm assuming they'd get like a guarantee as well, so it'd just make more sense to do it.
Right. But again, like, just go down the list of like, I don't know, that Austin's a more liberal area of Texas. So I could see how people, maybe the younger audience in that area doesn't really, enjoy that content or that kind of music or Ronald in general, right? So that there are things outside of just him in ticket sales that could keep people away from wanting to engage with it. But again, that's something I noticed when like all the other dates that he canceled that weren't selling well were all weirdly like left leaning areas. That's all I noticed.
I mean, I don't know about that, just because I've seen the audience in the crowd. I saw them in Sacramento, California. It was massive with diverse people. There's a video of them playing at Warped Tour at Long Beach. Fucking huge crowd. Same for Slaughter to Prevail too. And I was looking in the crowd and I saw all types of different types of people into different things.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, I can't find the numbers myself or anything, but I don't think that there's enough people in Austin that would be that offended by him to where it'd make that much of a difference. Just because, like, a lot of more center right leaning entertainment that I enjoy is located in Austin too.
Sure. Why not reschedule it then for after later on?
I don't know. I got no idea.
They rescheduled the other dates that they kind of canceled or rescheduled or delayed or whatever, postponed, but the Moody Center one did not. So it's just a little tell, I guess.
I don't.
Or couldn't be. It couldn't be. Who knows? It could just be me thinking too deep into this fucking situation. But
yeah, I was. I don't remember if he mentioned in any of the videos that they were going to reschedule it or not.
No, they never did. They fully canceled that one all the way. The ones they rescheduled were like the Darien show and the Charlotte show and stuff like that.
There was an issue too where it said neither Falling into Verse nor polarizing frontman Ronnie Radke addressed the cancellation, nor seemingly will they. After he did address it and start making videos, did Lambgoat write an article or any articles on here's Ronnie's explanation?
Yeah, I mean, to hit the thing, Falling in Reverse. It shows you the available tickets at the time of that article is posted. You see what I'm
This
saying?
one.
Right.
Yeah.
So like, where's that at? Mansfield, Massachusetts, which again, I don't think it's a big conservative hotbed of like.
I know. I got to admit, I don't know shit about that area, so I can't.
Well, in Massachusetts, I would feel is very, liberal leaning. But again, that's just one of the shows. You go to the next show, which is like somewhere else, and like there's a lot of tickets. Now, that's not saying people don't buy tickets day of or the day before or whatever.
Yeah.
But like that show is scheduled for when? When is that show? The 13th of September. When is the article posted?
So I was just looking for September 16th.
Right. So it's got a week left, right? So yeah, I'm sure a lot of that was sold. But again, if you're a fan looking at that of Ronnie and he's canceled previous dates on this tour and previous dates prior, would you feel comfortable buying a ticket or something like that? You know what I mean? Because then you could have your money wrapped up for X amount of time. You know what I mean? Like the guys at the UK European tour, they still haven't canceled that or whatever. So those people are still in limbo with their ticket money. You know what I mean? And that's like a year ago. So just, it's a,
Yeah.
fans. I'd feel weird as a fan buying a ticket for that if I didn't know, if I wasn't 100%.
I mean, it is an iffy situation. Like I said, the whole time I feel for fans who wanted to go and had tickets and had to be canceled.
And again, this is just like a promotion of the fucking tour. Like, hey guys, there are tickets available. Go get them. So it's not like fuck Ronald Radke or something like that. Like he thinks, I mean, it is now because he's a piece of shit and fucking came at me. But I will say, after he tried to dox me, he got real quiet. So, you know what I mean?
I mean, I don't know about that because I don't see the stuff. I have no reason to doubt that. But
no, I mean, like he stopped vocally. It was going on for 3 weeks there, and then he shared another David Truax's address and photos and stuff like that in his little group. So,
I was gonna say that I did see there was that. I guess it was a fake headline of a Lambgoat article that said that you guys apologized to Ronnie. That isn't not being true. I don't know where the fuck that came from. But
that came from fucking Ronald.
Well, I saw him post the story and then put a whole like, "Damn guys," like
again. I think he has this like network of fucking people and friends. Like Ronald has these kind of like puppeteer kind of guys. And again, he has that whole Ronsters group that he can fucking tell people to go harass this, that, the other stuff. So like, I'm sure that a lot of that stuff is coordinated in general at some level. I'm not saying that he's the big giant mastermind. It could be just his fan base, just being like rabid, loyal fan base guys. Matter of fact, I could play you the fucking Ronald saying he's going to see me at Rockville. He left me a little voicemail. I still have it. I got all your voicemails, guys.
They could fake stories about Ronnie because that's fucked up.
Yeah, they're all great.
What was that?
Yeah, that's the amount of that's the extent of them.
But what did it even say? I couldn't even make it out.
David, stop making up fake stories, David. Answer the phone, David.
That sounds like a bunch of 14-year-olds.
Yeah.
I've always said, and I tell people that, like, I do enjoy some of Ronnie's posts. I find him funny, and I do think it's fair for him to push back on time when it's warranted. I don't support sending mobs of people to go after anyone for any reason. Anytime I talk about somebody on my channel, I always tell people, like, don't message them, don't do anything. We're just reacting to it. So let me just say I don't support spam calling someone like that.
No, I mean, I would assume most people don't, Wyatt. That's the thing. Like,
yeah.
But again, like I just, I feel bad because sometimes I'm like, dude, this motherfucker's up at 7 o'clock in the morning or something like that, just fucking fuming on this. And it's like, don't you have fucking like can't you go sell like follow backs on WhatsApp or whatnot or whatever? You know what I'm saying? Like, aren't you selling like fucking bullshit? Go fucking sell bullshit to your fans instead of like, you don't have to inform everybody about Lambgoat. That is so detrimental, I think, to your overall brand and whatever. But I'm not gonna tell you to stop doing it. I just say you probably don't want to.
I mean, to play a little bit of devil's advocate, I too enjoy chugging caffeine at 7 a.m. and going online, so I can understand a little bit, but he might go a little bit too far.
I mean, it is what it is. I just, you know,
yeah, I know what you're saying.
if I'm on tour and I'm fucking rocking these fucking sold out shows and shit, the last fucking thing I'm gonna be doing is tweeting someone's girlfriend at like 7 a.m. about how much of a big of a piece of a broke piece of shit that I am, right? Like, what the fuck, dude? Just like, dude, if he wants to chat with me, by all means, Ronald, let's chat, dude.
That would be great. I wanted, like, if we could get an open panel here, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, again, he would have to concede things, so I don't foresee that happening. But it is what it is. Bottom line is, we don't lie, we don't make up shit. We try to stay as unbiased as possible on a lot of things.
I'm sure you are aware, strongly assume that Ronnie's going to see this or see chunks of it or parts of it, just because anytime something's posted with his name on it, he seems to be aware of it right away.
Oh, again, JD or some fucking, or Jordina or whoever else, or one of his ronsters for sure will do that. But again, like, I don't think he wants a lot of that out there. You know, I don't foresee him, like, because he's a big like anti-bully guy or anti this that. But again, you're like coercing these attacks on people online. Just kind of goes against some of the things that you stand for sometimes. That's all.
Yeah, I was just asking, like, is there anything you wanted to say directly to him or anyone?
Yeah. Also, Ronald, people in your band talk, buddy. Just so you know.
Oh.
Just so you know, buddy.
That is a great cliffhanger. I feel like you just need to roll the credits right now.
I mean, you can, but I don't know. He lost the lawsuit with Fantano. It sounds like he's trying to get more lawsuits sometimes, and it's just like, why don't you just fucking chill, dude? You know, just chill. But again, like I said, after he doxed my shit, and like after his team found out he doxed my shit, he kind of stopped mentioning Lambgoat and me. So it went for like 3 weeks straight to nothing.